Hello everyone. Welcome to another video from Stephen IT Essentials. I've been gone a while, but I thought I'd make a video here to show you guys how to load up Server 2022 on VirtualBox. We'll see if we can't make this happen here. What I did so far is I downloaded VirtualBox and just installed it, and basically now I'm going to walk through setting up an actual virtual machine. So our first virtual machine will be Windows Server 2022. And as you can see here, I named it and I gave it to the machine folder and type. And I can pick the version. I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to pick. Nothing really rings a bell, so we'll pick this, even though it's not that. We'll just pick that and go next. Now I can give it some RAM. So I'm going to be generous on the RAM to start with, just so we can load this up pretty quick. I'll give it about 12 gigs of RAM. And hit enter. And I'll click the, I'll create a virtual hard disk now. That's fine. 50 gigs is fine. The VirtualBox disk image, that's also fine. I'll click next. I'll keep it on dynamically allocated. Click next. And this we can add some more if we want to. We will, from here, it's on my D drive, so I'll keep it 50 gigs. Hit create. And I just created a virtual machine. Now, the next step is to load up Windows Server 2022 on this. So what we're going to do, basically, this is the first time I'm loading up Server 2022, so bear with me. This is my first time as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Settings and bring up the Server 2022 virtual machine. And as we can click around here, we will see network. I'm going to change this to bridge adapter, and keep that all the same. And we're going to go down to storage. Now this is where I'm going to mount the ISO that I downloaded. So I'm going to click on empty. I'm going to click on right here to choose my virtual optical disk. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to choose my disk. Choose a disk file or create. So I'm going to click on there, and I'm going to go into my OS downloads, and I'm looking for my server. This is the Windows 11, and then we got here server evaluation right there. And I'm going to click open, and now that is mounted in there. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to just start the virtual machine. So I'm going to click on next. And we will wait and see what happens here. The virtual machine is starting up. And it's loading up the files. This should be a pretty typical install. I imagine it has not changed too much from Server 2019, but we will find out together. So it comes up this is all pretty typical of any kind of installation of Windows client to server. This has been pretty standard so far, so nothing has changed here. I will click on next, and I will click on the install now. You can also repair your computer from here too, if you never noticed that from installing. Now it says starting Windows. Setup is starting now. Give us a couple minutes. All right, here's where we choose what we want to do. Select the operating system you want to install. Windows Server 2022 standard evaluation. We got a standard evaluation desktop experience, data center evaluation, or data center evaluation desktop experience. So what we're going to do is that we're going to go with the standard evaluation desktop experience. I'm going to click on next. This will give us our basic install. with the GUI and all that good stuff there. So I'm going to click accept and click on next. And from here, we're going to click upgrade. We want to upgrade to install Microsoft Server Operating System on Advanced. This is pretty much has been in here for a while. I'm going to click on next. And now it's going to start loading up the operating system. So pretty much from this time here, we just sit back and watch what's going on. So how is everybody doing out there in YouTube land? I haven't made a video for a very long time. This is my first one in a while. Very long while. So as you can see, it's pretty basic install for a server. Nothing too magical here. It's been like this now for a couple of versions of the server. Really nothing too dramatic here. Right now it says getting files ready for installation. So I hope all you guys have been following KevTech, kind of watching his videos, getting a lot of experience along with Danish's videos. They've been doing a great job. I've been collaborating with KevTech a little bit on his videos, trying to train people. Kevin's doing really well with that, and the people that he has under him are actually getting jobs, which is a good thing. It's showing that all the work that Kevin's doing is paying off, which is always fantastic. I hope everybody's summer was good. I've been kind of busy at work, taking care of my sites and all that. So I've been pretty busy this summer. And just trying to learn every single day, trying to watch videos, KevTech videos, Danish's videos, Dr. Lowell Vanderpool on Tech Savvy. There's a lot of good people out there. Professor Messer. Definitely get all the knowledge you can from those guys. That will help you in your career going forward. Definitely. This is kind of like the boring part. It's kind of like hurry up and wait. You just got to sit back, and it says installing Microsoft Server Operating System. So there's not much you can do at this point. So basically, you created the virtual machine. You told it where you wanted to save this file. So the virtual hard disk, I saved it to D, so it's not on my C drive. And that's fine to do that. So we're at 95%. And growing. So, as you can see, it's not a bad install. It's getting in there now. Installing features. And it's going to look to updates, if there's any. Now this is an evaluation ISO, so I don't know how much updates is going to be required after I get done, but I'm sure that the updates, it's a pain. It's a lot of work afterwards. Now that's going to restart. Microsoft operating system needs to restart to continue. So it's going to reboot. As you can see, we're using VirtualBox 6.1, and this is because now it's looking towards that ISO file, which I'm going to eject once I get into the operating system. I could do it now, but I will wait till we're all finished. As you can see, they still have the beads. I think the beads went away in Windows 11, or it's now a little bit different symbol, but they still have the bees in 2022 server here. So it says it's getting ready. So KevTech put out another video today. You guys should go check that out. Give you some really good information about hooking up with some other YouTubers, trying to get as much information as you can. Anything you can learn off those guys is a benefit, trust me. Going forward in the start of your career or in the middle or towards the end, doesn't really matter where you begin. Definitely check us out on Discord. We're on Discord. So now it is spinning again. This is kind of like the boring part, but everybody, this is how basically Windows servers get created. I mean, there is no magic to it. Every single server you see, Windows Server in a enterprise environment, gets started like this. All right, now it says here custom settings. Type a password for the built-in administrator account that you can use to sign into this computer. Now, this is the local account. This is a local administrator account. So I will go ahead and create a password for this account. And they have to match, of course. And it's going to say applying computer settings, and I am up here at the logon screen. I'm going to hit keyboard, Control-Delete. Now, that password you created for this local administrator account is what you're going to need to put in. And here it goes. Applying the user settings. Preparing Windows for the first time. So it's creating that a user profile, setting it up. The administrator profile. The local administrator profile, that is. And we should see some desktop coming up here pretty quickly, hopefully. And it's getting there. Definitely wait until it boots all the way up for the first time. You can say yes to this because I hooked up with the bridged. It's going to ask me that, and it should click yes. Okay, it went away. As you can see, the time difference is different. It's out on the West Coast. I'm here on the East Coast, so the time is different. So you definitely want to set that up while as a local administrator account. Now it is USB tablets ready to use. It's going to probably go through and set some things up. I can right click here and go in and adjust the time if I want to. Now again, this is my first time using this. And it looks like we're going to, I can make this bigger, come down here. And we're going to go in Eastern time. And now you just saw that change down here as well. And of course, Server Manager comes back up. Looks like the same as we got here, as always. You see it loading up top here. You want to wait till that stops, of course. You can see the bar going across the top. This just means that it's loading. You always want to wait till that finishes before you make any kind of moves or difference, because it will start. You can see it's populating some more things in there. Tells you install memory, the whole disk space. It's really a nice little dashboard to give you. All servers, the file. Click that out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to minimize that, and now let me see what they got here. This is what I like to do on every machine that I set up, even at work. I like to come in here, at least get my icons back, so I have them on my desktop, so I can work with them. And then I like to sort them as item type. And then here, if I open this up, I can eject that ISO file. I can eject it, and it's gone. Now from here, what you would want to do is you would want to install the guest editions. And let's see if I can get that done. Insert guest editions CD image. So what that's going to do, that's going to mount it. As you can see, it just mounted it on our D drive. So if I click on this and click run, this here is going to give you a lot more functionality. It's recommending you close. Okay, you got to reboot this virtual machine after this is installed, and that'll be fine. And it's going to go through, and this is going to ask you, this is all normal. You can watch it. So it should ask for a reboot after it installs. This gives you stuff like for, what do you call, like if you want to drag and drop and stuff like that. It gives you this other options, USB, stuff like that. You really should do this afterwards. You create one. Now it's going to ask here to reboot. I'm going to say reboot, and it's going to restart the virtual machine, not your host machine, but your guest. The guest will be the virtual machine here. The host is your host operating system. As you can see, it comes up. It just would make it. It's going to make it run better for you guys, and it does work quite well. VirtualBox is a very stable virtual machine. It's a Type 2 hypervisor. As I like to say to people, the best way to remember a Type 2 hypervisor is a software version. So just it's Type 2, just turn the 2 around to an S, and it's a software. Okay, that's the best way to remember it. If in case you ever asked that in a job interview, they ask you, hey, what's a good thing of a Type 2 hypervisor? You just say VirtualBox. It's a software related. Type 1 is bare metal hypervisor, which that's loaded on like to a server, and then from there you would load on the hypervisor, and then from there you would get the console to load up all your virtual machines. And of course it's faster. Here you're sharing out your memory, so memory is a big thing with this, guys. Just remember that you are sharing your memory. And what I mean by that, when I come into here and you look at your performance, this memory right here, this is what we're talking about. So you definitely need memory. I have 32 gigs of RAM, so I can give it some memory to make it run good. So keep that in mind. You are sharing out your CPU, your memory, your Wi-Fi, your graphics processing unit, everything in there. So just keep that in mind. You're sharing your system resources. So you definitely want more memory, the better. 32 gigs of RAM. You can do a couple of virtual machines, and it won't take away from the guest or from the host, because you still have to run the host operating system. And you can see here we are running Windows Server 2022 Standard Edition. Windows licenses for 180 days. You get to play around with this, and there is a way you can re-up the actual license again without even taking it off. There is a little trick to that. But yeah, I can come back in here, and you can see here that there's the guest editions. I can right click and just eject, and now it's gone. So that is gone. And that's basically about it for now. I will show you maybe in the next video how to do a turn it into a domain controller. That's always fun, right? With the tools and all that stuff. But first of all, you're gonna want to give it like a static IP address, all that good stuff, DNS and everything. So I will go ahead and show you guys that in the next video. But I just wanted to show you that 2022 Windows Server is basically like 2019 and 2016. It's the same kind of thing. Nothing really big and scary about it so far. Everything looks normal. Right now, she's just a server operating system, but it's not really doing anything. Now, when we give it roles and features, that's when she becomes the domain controller that basically runs businesses. All right, so I think with that, to the most part, I am going to close out this video. And I want to thank you guys for watching, and I hope this helps you start your labbing. And labbing is very important. The more you lab, the more you learn. And if you break stuff in here, you're not going to break it on the real enterprise network. So here is the best way to start and get your feet wet and get your hands on something new, the technology. At least you'll know how a server is built, how to turn it into a main controller. Very important. And you guys will do great. All right. So I'll catch you guys on the next video. Definitely check out KevTech, Donish's video on job Skillshares, and Professor Messer, Tech Savvy, Dr. Lowell Vanderpool. I believe I'm saying that right. If I'm not, maybe somebody will correct me, but I'm pretty sure it's Tech Savvy Productions. However, he did rename it since he retired. So, but he's fantastic. I've been watching him for a long time, and he taught me a lot, especially how to do my job at work. He's very, very good. All right. Well, thank you very much for watching, and you guys have a great time, a great night, and a great day wherever you guys are at, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thank you. This is Stephen IT Essentials. Have a great night. Bye-bye.